Happened in the 90s.
Oh, great. Just what my stomach needs. Here comes my obnoxious boss.
Hi, Daddy.
Oh, boy. Better make it Malox. Because for moments like this, nothing Mylanta makes neutralizes as much stomach acid as extra strength Malox Plus. So why take anything else?
We were just talking about you.
Oh, nice, I hope.
My mother's here, too.
Crit. Nobody knows your stomach better, so you better make it Malox.
But it wasn't as good as the Bales. Wasn't as good as the Keatons, in my opinion. It just was more of a, and I don't want to generalize it because I enjoyed a lot about it. But there was just a lot of like emo feel to it. There was a lot of like brooding, which always is with Batman. But I don't know. There was just something about just the movie in general that it just felt stale to me a little bit. That being said, I didn't turn it off. I thought that dude that played Colin Farrell obviously killed the fuck out of it. And even that guy that played Riddler, that's a dope take for that character, but I don't know.
He looks very Bowling Green local.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It's like, damn, this motherfucker's got he's got to deal with Batman with a major picture like this. Like, I get it, he's the villain. Like, you just have to be frumpy looking in the face. He looks like there's nothing characteristic about his face. Like, you see Michael Keaton in a lineup. Oh, that's Michael Keaton. You see Christian Bale. Oh, that looks like Christian Bale. It is Christian Bale. Any of the people involved in the major characters of any of the past Batmans, Jim Carrey, Arnold Schwarzenegger, they all have a certain thing. This is just very, like you said, emo, teenage, angsty, hug me, kiss me, my mommy and daddy died. But I will say this Batman is with the shit. This Batman is 100,000% with the shit. He wastes no time.
He'll whoop that ass for sure. I mean, he was like the ass whoopings. I enjoyed that.
Saving grace. For sure, man. And Zoe Kravitz. Oh, yeah.
The acting, but the Catwomanness of it was dope. But you're never going to beat Michelle Pfeiffer in that regard. I'm not, it's been a long ass time, but go back and watch that movie. I mean, that shit was pornographic.
She held it the fuck down, man.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
I mean, that's wild though. It's like they obviously, like, in cinema at least, Catwoman and Penguin are always put in the same movies. In this new one, it's the same thing. I don't know why that is, but in Penguin, I think really the reason it added to it was the makeup, because you couldn't tell that was Colin Farrell. I mean, you couldn't, if that guy was around, you just be like, who the fuck is that guy? You would have no idea that was that dude. So
Turturro was in it. I fucks with Turturro.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good like Frank White gangster. Like an older guy that's just sort of, he doesn't even like say the threat. He's just, he's gonna fucking kill you if he has to type dudes.
Yeah, he's an older guy with the New York accent. That should give you some suspicion.
He's been around, dude. He's been killing it for a long ass time. It's wild. He's him and Steve Buscemi gotta be the most successful / least leading man looks type guys, like character actors, I guess.
Have you forgot about Goldblum?
Goldblum's like matured like wine though, as he's gotten old. But even still, I feel like he was a leading man type guy, because in The Fly and shit, I mean, there's all types of women that were busting over him, with his shirt off and stuff.
Well, Turturro was a leading guy in the Coen brothers flicks. Wasn't he Barton Fink?
Yeah, but I mean, Barton Fink was like this oddball character. He was never gonna be like Indiana Jones. You know what I'm saying? He's not like that chiseled jaw type guy.
Of course not.
I'm saying like a guy who's got to that level, like a Steve Buscemi, who isn't a looker.
Yeah,
I mean, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You on a roll.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, I would also put like a Danny DeVito in that category too, because that dude's successful as fuck. And if you just saw that guy, even like in the 80s when he was like handsome DeVito, when he was kind of like slick, like go out.
There was that.
I mean, look at him in Twins. You know, it's not Frank Reynolds. Like he doesn't look like a bowling ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
he always looked like that.
Rose to those ranks. Now he's like more of a behind the scenes guy too and shit. But
he's always looked like Mr. Sprocket from the Jetsons.
I'm an ugly man, Steve. I'm not saying these guys are ugly, and I don't want to, but you know,
stop saying that. Like you're not ugly, dude.
But I'm not.
You used to be overweight,
Steve.
Even when you were overweight, you weren't an ugly kid. You had the, however.
I had the
as
finesse,
Biggie Smalls.
Steve.
You had the however, like as Christopher Wallace would put it. But dude, all of those people you named, they know their roles. They never, you never hear them in the tabloids like, man, I never get a lead role, man. Harrison Ford could do this. Arnold can do this. Like they know they're not Arnold in Rocky.
Well, now it's paying off because now everybody's old, and it's like these motherfuckers are the ones that are getting jobs now. So they might be like, we win, baby.
Yeah, man. Snow's better, man. Like he just knows that like I'm a weird looking guy. So when I get these calls, they need me to be the Steve Buscemi oddball, eccentric ass dude. And I kind of do that. It's worked for me.
Oh, it's worked for him for sure.
Jeff Goldblum, you could say he's aged like wine, but he's still like, he looks like Jeff Goldblum, and that's worked for him. The Fly, that was like one of his star roles, and it's perfect. This is like a weird science fiction 80s movie, and look at this guy.
Jurassic Park too, though. He's walking around with open fucking shirts, you know, sweating, talking to that chick about chaos theory and shit. He's trying his best.
He knows how to use his high points, his assets. If
he knows the angles, you're saying he knows how to come in and pull, like he knows how to make Goldblum a thing. So I appreciate it too. I mean, he is definitely. It's like I feel like it's half his fashion and half his demeanor. It's not really, you don't even see the looks. He's just got this like swag about him, but.
And I fucks with it. He's a fellow Pennsylvanian.
Oh, what?
PA boy. Yeah.
Well, it's not surprising. They build him good out there. So I don't know where he came from in Pennsylvania. It must be a great place, but I don't know. Shout out to Jeff Goldblum though. He's never been in a Batman movie. He'd be interesting in a Batman. He'd be a good Riddler.
I could see Riddler or a Two-Face. West Homestead, Pennsylvania.
Never heard of it. He got out quick, and that's smart.
Yeah, that's where the Amish are probably. Man, you know, I got locked up, bro.
You got locked up?
Yeah.
What?
I just got out today.
Don't say it. Say it ain't so, Steve.
Dude, yeah, man. Mark Zuckerberg, like I went against his guidelines and policies, and I didn't even know, bro. I could have appealed the shit, but I just threw it away, man. Like, dude, man, like they gonna get me off.
Out, Steve?
Man, they bust the ticket out in my inbox, bro. They DM me talking about you could appeal, you could dispute. Like your mama can dispute, bro. I didn't do any. There wasn't evil intent on my part for what they fucking locked me up for, bro.
What is it? What's the charge?
14 days, bro. If you haven't noticed, I haven't made a post until last night. It's been weeks.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. I didn't notice this, Steve. You could have called me. Maybe I could have made some calls.
Man, you know what, bro? I did my time, bro. Time served. And, you know, it was a lesson. I still don't think I was in the wrong.
You're kind of being vague about what it was, though. So if you could just fill us in on that part of it, maybe we can make a judgment, Steve.
All right. So, boom. My friend on Facebook, she made a post and I agreed with the post. So I replied on Crip. Now, I am not a gangster. I never attended gangster activities, gangster conferences, or meetings. Never signed up for it. And my friend knows that. I figured the only people that were going to see this is me, my friend, and maybe some of her friends. And she ha-ha'd it. She know I ain't no Crip. Never been one. But Fuckerberg, this is weeks later. Fuckerberg comes in and they show me that fucking post and my little response. 2 words, on Crip. And they said that went against their policies. And I was like, man, you gotta be bullshitting, bro. Y'all bullshit. Because I've been threatened before by Fuckerberg. And I never went in there. But this time they were serious, man. They clamping down, man. So, like I said, as it should be a lesson to me to, even if it's for play, don't be a keyboard Crip. Don't play games. And I wasn't playing it. It was just a joke. It was just a little joke. Like,
you got
I do that with my friends.
Facebook Crips, Steve. They were like, he ain't in the group. Flag this.
I do that with my friends all the time, just amongst us, because my friends know I'm not a gangster. Never been a gangster. Oh man, Crip.
Steve,
man, she got a fat ass.
Flip that, Steve.
Well, dude, I'm just saying, like, hey, I'm not a gangster.
I'm wearing blue right now. Thank God. I don't want to be associated with this, Steve.
Our last names are G, but that's Garrett and Get It.
It's just natural. It's just is what it is.
I salute all of you, all sides, in all your efforts. But I, Stephen Garrett, am not a gangster, and it feels good to be out, man. They fed us trash, dude.
Oh,
they
fed us it?
Quiznos.
Oh, it was all slimy, wasn't it? It was like old in the bag Quiznos.
Quiznos taste like your favorite turd.
How do they fuck it up? I mean, they sit there and they tell you they're going to give you a delicious oven baked sandwich, Steve, and then you get it straight from the oven, and somehow might be soggy. It might be overbaked. You get that a lot, where it's like crackers in your mouth,
and you get an aftertaste that makes you feel like you might die.
See, but here, man, we went to. I've never been to like a Firehouse Subs. And this is one thing where it's like I can't even judge like the whole company. We go to this Firehouse Subs, Steve. There's like a, to his credit, it sucks he has to be working this job. It's like a 6-year-old dude just being salty. We were like, yeah, we'll take a meatball sub. He's like, God damn. All right, two meatball sub. What you want? What you want anything else? It's like, God damn, no. I like, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry the hassle.
I want a meatball fucking sub.
This thing that's on the menu at this establishment that you work at, I'm sorry I asked for it.
I mean, it's he didn't want to be, he clearly just wanted to be in the back, Steve, but he was forced to be working at the cash register. And I just remember we had to watch him take other people's orders first, and like somebody else ordered and he's like, God, yeah, okay, it'll be ready when it's ready. It's like, damn, am I gonna get beat up if I ask for this shit?
Well, you probably interrupted his fucking 3 Dog Night air guitar session next to the dishwasher.
Getting up on the neck, Steve, just in the back. Well, all sexy Hollywood aside, and I just I'm glad to see that. I feel like we're of the same opinion of this Batman movie. It was good, but it's not. You ain't fucking with the Keaton's Batman. I'm sick of the fucking bullshit, Steve.
And I'm just sick of it in general, man. Like, have a movie on another motherfucker.
Yeah, well, you pick somebody else.
Like, I have seen about 7 different.
Its course. I think we're getting to the point now where it's I've enjoyed all comic book movies, Steve, from Spider-Man, from X-Men on.
Yeah.
And there's been some misses. I'm not fully into all of them, but generally speaking, I will go see a comic book movie for the most part. But now we're getting into these things where everyone's like opening up a multiverse of some kind. So they're getting every movie they've ever made and making it again, bringing back the people from the old movies again. I mean,
Yeah.
both companies are about to be doing that. So I think we're hitting a point where I think maybe it's going to get oversaturated if it already hasn't. I mean, you seem to think it had.
It's been saturated, man. In our lifetime, we have seen about 4 or 5 different Batmans, about 5 or 6 different Jokers. There are a lot of other characters in these universes, man.
I'm a blockbuster hoe, though, Steve. I like me a big ass event movie. I love me a Independence Day. Remember see, now it's just like everything is of this magnitude with just, how much product is out there to watch. But remember when you would just get excited for like one summer movie, maybe 2, and it would be like Independence Day, Men in Black, shit like that. It was like 2 movies. It was just like mind blowing blockbuster movies. And then you took it down a little bit. You watched a Dumb and Dumber, which was still good, but it wasn't like you're constantly watching like Avengers all the time. And this is coming from somebody who I still enjoy that shit. I like Marvel movies. I like Marvel shows. I like all that shit, but I can see it now where it's just like, all right, like there's only so many times we can see X-Men, Spider-Man, Batman. They're trying to throw some other characters out there, but we're getting to the point now where it's probably let's get some originality out there. Maybe
you got to be original, man, because
real like other characters that aren't in a comic book already. Possibly.
When is the Gambit coming out? Damn it!
I'll never understand that. They kept trying to do it. They put him out there a couple of times, and that's one of my favorite characters from the cartoon.
Hell yeah.
Just and you'd think that'd be easy. Just some like Lothario, like suave fucking Cajun dude that fucking has exploding cards and shit. But I guess Channing Tatum was trying to pull one off and he was going to play Gambit, which
that's what I heard.
I don't know. Maybe that would be cool, but they just could never figure that shit out.
Yeah.
He's probably about to be in Doctor Strange too, Steve. They're just going to bust every character out and just throw it in one movie.
With Burlington Coat Factory? I mean, Benedict.
You son of a bitch, Stephen Garrett. You don't like Benadryl Cumber tits?
I don't. I hate the name. I love Doctor Strange. That's probably like my second favorite of the Marvel universe, man. Believe it or not. But his name just bothers me.
You think like it's a Sandra Bullock movie. So you're saying he wasn't born Benedict Cumbertits?
No, he was born that. He's from across the pond. They name their kids all kind of weird shit. But I think it just bothers me. It bothers me like an episode of Friends.
Finding the clues to a murder can be puzzling. Solve the puzzle and you solve the crime. Clue mystery puzzles. Solve them piece by piece.
Boys and girls, this is Stephen Wright and Matthew Left. With Happen in the 90s, a show where we talk about things that happened in the 90s. So get out your Beavis and Butthead shirts and your Big Bun posters, because I don't want to be a player no more. I'm not a player. I just fuck a lot.
Big Punisher and Stevenson at the door.
I don't know why I just really wanted to go Stephen Wright with it. He has absolutely nothing to do with this episode.
I just like the vibe, Steve.
I'm always here for
How could you do that on stage? That would be terrifying to have to act like that for the
He's done that for decades, too. That's been his thing.
Is he alive?
Yeah. Maybe that's the secret, just being calm at all times. Very stoic.
He's a stand-up comedian, though. I feel like inside it's like fucking apocalypse now,
Oh, he's lived through some hell. He's been in stand-up comedy this long. He's been through some shit, seen some shit. But this time around, my friend, we're talking about all things April 28th in the 90s. Starting off in 1990, the Boston Celtics scored the most points in a playoff game. They beat the Knicks 157-128.
God damn, 157 points. Jesus.
They were on a fucking tear, but they would still lose this series to the Knicks, man. they would collapse. And this team, they still had Larry Legend, Kevin McHale, they had the Chief, and even Reggie Lewis. He was the young all-star that would end up collapsing during a game, or I believe a practice. He ended up collapsing on the court after Larry had retired, man. So they still had a good squad. Yeah, Reggie Lewis died.
Yeah.
I believe 92 or 93.
Damn. Well, damn, 1/5. Can you carry over some of these fucking points to another game so maybe we can win another one? Jesus. How much did Larry fucking Legend put up in that? 80?
Well, the leading scorer was Kevin McHale with 31 points. Reggie Lewis had 21. Patrick Ewing had 28.
Kevin McHale always just looked like a state senator that was playing basketball. He just looks so fucking like
gangly.
Yeah, it's just a nerd. It's just a nerd that just was balling the fuck out. Look at Patrick Ewing right there. Man, dude, it's crazy.
Some horses, bro.
Dude, I was watching this YouTube video where people were just like, I mean, it was just them giving Larry Bird flowers, but it was just all these like Hall of Famers. Like, you don't realize how much of a baller that dude was. Like, it was another like Kevin McHale situation where it was like, you look at that guy and it's like, there's no fucking way. And then you see him on the court and he's just like, just piecing you the fuck up all the time.
Ball is life, man. And I mean, he's from Indiana. So out of all the states, that's one of the states where like basketball is probably their claim to fame. Like, you know, for us, for Ohio, it's probably neck and neck between football and basketball. I think football probably
it's got to be
edge.
football.
It's got to be football. Texas, Cali, like all the major states, football is probably running the gamut. But Indiana, man, he lived that, all from French Lick. And have you seen Winning Time on HBO Max?
Oh, that shit with John C. Reilly.
Yeah,
I haven't started watching it yet. But I do. I want to watch it. I heard it was good.
Well, they embellish in a lot of these portrayals, man. But in the last episode, they finally introduced Larry Bird. He's entered the scenario, and if any of this shit is true, I am a bigger fan. He just has no fucks given when it comes to these press conferences. He's very stern, and he's talking shit on the low to Magic Johnson. It's like, dude, when I get you on the court, I'm gonna fuck your shit up. Like on some G shit. He right. With the mustache. Get you a Larry Bird stash.
I'll have to look at it, Steve. I feel like I don't have blonde hair or red hair or whatever the fuck he had, but
it was John Watersy.
Oh, you're telling I got to manicure it a little bit. All right, I'll come in with a lot.
Not complete. No, fuck that. It wasn't John Waters, but
I was gonna say I don't want a fucking chino stash in here looking like I'm about to fucking lick an ass.
Yeah, really. So we really be some men on film. But just watch the show, Winning Time. But in 1991, Parker Lewis, finally, Matt, we get to talk about it. Yes. They're airing the episode King Kube. Jerry gets Kubiac elected homecoming king as a joke, but Larry takes it seriously.
I didn't remember how much style this show has. This is like a mix. I feel like, I mean, and this predates these shows, but it's got like a little Clarissa Explains It All. It's got a little Boy Meets World. It's got a little, it's like sort of a precursor to a lot of shows. And I also wanted to show this because coincidentally, Steve, we went to like a thrift store and Kendra just bought a bunch of like old TV guides for me for like some display thing. And on this TV guide, you'll see Parker Lewis there of what is in the 1990 October 13th through 19th edition of this new high school shows for teens. And this one was right up there with Will Smith and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And I guess they made a Ferris Bueller sitcom.
I remember that briefly. It definitely wasn't Matthew Broderick.
No, it looks more like I've seen this guy, but it's more of like I don't know. He just looks like an extra from Boy Meets World with some like he's got like some Farrah Fawcett hair.
Dude, Corin Nemec he was a part of that mix, man. And when they would have the celebrities show up at Rock and Jock or Nickelodeon with the Kids Awards or whatever, like, hey, I'm Cornimic Parker. Oh, he was on the magazines with the JTTs. He had the Zach Taylor little pomp. I don't know what the fuck you would call that.
Zach Taylor pomp. Yeah, I mean, he was just like one of those like Tiger Beat kids, you know. He was just going to be on Teen Heartthrob magazine, but I don't really remember him doing much after Parker Lewis. But anyway, Parker Lewis is basically Ferris Bueller, guys. So picture Ferris Bueller. Yeah. Parker Lewis is sort of in this like very white, very what appears to be Californian suburb of some kind. I don't know where this show is set, but he's living like this idealistic high school life, and he's sort of like got the inside scoop on everything. He's like the cool kid, sort of at this high school. You know, he's got all his little group of friends, his cronies. He's got the handsome guy, the nerd guy, and Kubiac, the big ass loaf fucking mongoloid friend that's like beats everyone up for him.
And Mikey, that's basically like his Slater, I guess, or his Court, his Sean, and then Jerry, that's like his Screech. But you know, very idealistic approach. And the high school they attend is Santo Domingo, the Santo Domingo Flamingos. And the intro scene, they're using babies for character identification for Parker, Shelly, Mikey, and Jerry. And the opening scene of the episode, Parker is making out with a familiar face. And it's Tori from Saved by the Bell. Speaking of the devil. Yeah. She agrees to go to prom with them. And then we fast forward to his friend Mikey, and he's kissing Tori from Saved by the Bell. Jerry's on his computer. Yeah, he don't care if it's Tia or Tamara, like Future said. But Jerry's on his computer printing out poems and shit. Now, Tori is played by Leanna Creel, and unbeknownst to me, she is a triplet.
What?
Yeah.
So Jerry could have been getting in there too.
Well, just wait and we'll see. The next scene, we have Musso and her gay assistant, Frank. I believe.
What is the vibe, Steve? Explain this. What is her gay assistant? I think his name's Frank, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. He looks Frank like a scumbag club promoter from the 90s. He's a high school student, Steve?
No, he's a principal assistant. I feel like he was
so
based
wait,
off
this
of
guy
Smithers.
Just got a job. He's not a student in the high school.
I don't believe so. No, because he's an adult. He's an adult at this high school, but all these kids look grown as fuck.
That's what I was gonna say. They all look the same age. But okay, so this guy's just out there looking like he's gonna molest every kid at this high school,
boys and girls. And matter. You know, it seems like he's aspiring to take her slot when she retires because he's just following her around, being her flunky.
He's definitely trying to take her slot. You know what I'm saying, Steve?
Yeah, get the old switcheroo. And by the way, I just noticed I have a John Waters mustache while I'm talking shit.
Yeah, but you got this going on too, though. You got this. Yeah. And that's what matters. This is just an accessory. This is all I got, Steve. The beard, it's not working out too good. So I'm going full pervert mustache from now on.
Yeah, because you don't want to be Patch Adams. So Musso and Frank, they're reminiscing about how she got mono in prom because, you know, whole life. And throughout this episode, she's swooning about her past love, her high school couldn't be sweetheart.
Donnie.
In the schools, they're having a junior prom rally. How fucking lame is this? Perrysburg, they knew better. Y'all bet not ever.
Why?
Michelle Duvo wins Queen of Santo Domingo Prom, and then they announced Larry Kubiac as the king of the prom, right as he's making his butter sandwich. And Jerry tells Parker and Mikey that it's actually a prank that he set up. Fucking Jerry.
Come on, Jerry, you son of a bitch. Why, like, you know, Jerry sort of, I think, feels bad about this moving forward, but this guy fucking sets up one of his buddies just to get played by the high school, Steve. I mean, I guess he explains it that I just want to prank like you guys prank. I'm just trying to be like you guys. It's like, well, dude, Jerry, shut
Ugly
the
Jason.
fuck up.
Yeah. You don't want to wear the fly clothes that I Parker wear or the cool leather jacket. No, like you want to do the dumb shit that we do. Like,
Yeah, dude, like aspires to the good, like to see us getting this pussy, this twin pussy. I don't even know which one it is. And we're over here
Could be
living that
switching.
lifestyle. So yeah, so Jerry the nerd, he hacked the system somehow and just told everybody to vote for Kubiac, and they do. And nightmare situation for the big lug. He's gonna get fucking what's that movie where they fucking dress up the chick and to embarrass
Carrie.
her? Yeah, that for sure. There's another more recent one. I can't remember what it's called, but it's not Can't Hardly Wait, but it's something. She's All That, Steve.
She's All That. I do remember that. In Kubiak, he's crying, giving his acceptance speech. He's saying that it's the happiest day of his life, and that's just pathetic. That's pathetic.
Kube.
I gotta say it like Sylvester. That's the pathetic.
Kube. But
so King Kube.
It's gross, Steve. Here's what I don't like. Like he sort of gets like a little bit of. I mean, he's the king, so I guess like feel good about that. But he comes in the next day looking like fucking. He's going to a tennis fucking match. He's going to the yacht club.
His whole get up. He wears pastels and he ties sweaters over him, looking like a young white Uncle Phil. But people are clowning him left and right. Even the black kid with the blonde high top fade and a rat tail is laughing at Kubiak. It's safe now. Okay, all the attention's off me.
Yeah. Steve. Oh, dude. Yeah, I forgot about. I do have a note about that guy, but yeah, he was like, "Oh, you ain't laughing at me no more." Yeah, fuck that big ass fucking dumb motherfucker.
I've had those moments in childhood myself.
I mean, we all do, dude. I was the fat kid. As soon as somebody wasn't like looking at that, I was like, "Yeah, look at that stupid fuck."
Dude, my first day at Old Orchard in 6th grade, my first day at a Toledo public school, I was the new kid. And like I said, I've chronicled this. Big ears, grand Oreos. And the dudes at the fucking front of the lunch line were just clowning me. I was waiting to come out. I was at the head of the line in my class and we were waiting to go out. And like the other 6th grade class, they were like perpendicular. So the first couple guys, they were just roasting me in front of my class, their class, and the teachers. Like it was like the referee turned his back moment. Like I don't remember where the fuck they were. They didn't.
They were WWE refs, Steve. They were just like, they weren't looking where they needed to.
So I ratted on those motherfuckers. I broke down and cried at lunch my first day. I remember Derek Holman. I know you watching this fucker, you fake blood. I remember him calling me ET. He was in my class. He was sitting at my table. Like the other guys, they're at the other table just chiming, big ear motherfucker, oh Dumbo, ha. And then the other motherfucker called me ET. I'm like, he doesn't even have ears, you fucking asshole.
Hey, I don't get that. That's just an insult. That's just an insult.
So when the poor kids,
books, Steve.
So when the poor kids, the newer kids later that year come out, I was like, thank God. All right, man, I feel a little cooler because they're getting clowned on now. But anyways, back to Kubiak. And he's delusional. And finally he realizes, like, dude, something about this, I don't know, man. I love it, but I think he figures out before they even tell him.
Yeah, he know, but I mean, really what happens is like they're super worried about telling him. And they should be, rightfully so, because like you said, people are clowning him. But Kubiak sort of uses this initially because he's like, you know what? I've had my eye on this hottie, guys. So King Kube's about to get in there. I'm going to ask out this chick. And they're like, who is it? And it's this chick named Eileen. That's like fucking the chick from Marla Hooch from fucking A League of Their Own, Steve.
Eileen Larson. And Eileen is built like Kevin Nash.
I mean, she's got traps on traps, Steve. She looks like a Swedish weightlifter.
Probably is. And Jerry, he's so ashamed of himself. Just like a late night Bowling Green creep, he puts a paper bag over his own head.
Yeah.
Underneath another paper bag. And Musso, she's still swooning about Donnie, trying to get a hold of her high school crush. And Kubiak, he finally asked Eileen out. And she's like, no, this has got to be a joke. Yeah.
I'm gonna whoop
If
your
you're
ass.
bullshit, yeah, you better not be bullshitting. My clit is pulsating.
My clit is so fucking engorged right now. Yes, Kube. But if you're bullshit, I'm gonna kick your fucking ass. God,
Feed me, Seymour.
Yeah, so he gets to go out with dump truck, and but still, they haven't told him that this is a joke, Steve. They're because again, like he should be pissed. And I'd be terrified telling this guy anything because he seems like, he doesn't seem like he's all there, to put it nicely. And I'd be worried he's going to fly off the handle with a superhuman level of strength, if you know what I'm talking about, Steve.
Well, Parker is chewing Jerry. Like, dude, you can't just like expect this to mull over, man. You got to keep it real with him. And finally, he kicks some sense into Jerry's head. But before they even bust a move, Shelly beats him to it because she's the bratty little sister. And she's just telling him like, hey, man, you're really not a king. This is all a prank.
Jerry played your ass.
Yeah.
And also one thing I do have noted here that this is obviously a podcast, and we're going to have to either show you or you're just going to have to audio this. Parker Lewis has the whole high school wired with cameras. Like there's constantly like a cutaway to like a CCTV camera, like anywhere. It could be in a park, it could be in his house, it could be anywhere. So he's somehow done that. Salute to him and being able to. That's creepy. Also, how many of those fucking cameras you got, bro? It's like, remember that movie Sliver?
with one of Daniel Baldwin.
Yeah, Danny. I think it was Billy. I think it was Billy Baldwin. He was like jerking it to fucking CCTV cameras. That's what's going on here, Steve. This is the evolution.
And where did you get this equipment? Do you have a membership with Radio Shack?
I mean, he's going to Santo Domingo, Flamingo. So I'm assuming he's got it like that. But you're right. Like conceivably, where are the wires? Did you drill in? Like, what are this? How's this going on? But anyway, let's not question that, Steve. He's done it. And now they know Kube knows. And before they can even react to that, Kube somehow is like transported and he's just like, you mother. He's in the fucking house, Steve. He's going to kill those motherfuckers.
It took the big dummy to fucking walk out of the building. Shelly told him in school. He walks out. He's like almost like off campus. He's like, oh, they got over on me.
He's big, Steve. It takes the knowledge a little longer to get to his cerebellum, dude. Fucking get it together, Steve. Get your science together.
Well, the next day on the high school paper, they say Kube cancels crown. But they say it with K. Each word starts with the K. I'm like, oh, Fox, I see you.
Whoa,
I see you,
guys.
Rupert.
Fuck.
Fucking Rupert. You didn't catch that?
I didn't catch that, Steve. I'm going to fight. Damn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Vision over here. Racers and Vision over here.
I be seeing shit like that. Osmond kid was it?
Damn, Steve, you might be on. Hey, we're on to you, Murdoch, you motherfucker, or whoever made this shit. I think it was Rupert Murdoch.
Yeah, it was. Fucker. So Kubiak, he says he's transferring out of Santo Domingo. And the students, they clown him on his way out, like just adding salt to the wound. Like, dude, you are a pussy, Kubiak.
I was about to say, dude, you're big as fuck. Just lay an ass whooping on Jerry and just so it's like, I gotta do this, dude. I'm sorry. Sorry I have to fucking just almost kill your little nerdy ass. And then everybody's gonna respect you again, Kube.
Straight up, bro. Like, real king or not, dude, we were at the real assembly. They named my name, my real name. I went up there and gave a real speech from my heart. And I got the crown. So as the king, I can't let y'all just fuck my character like that. Y'all got to catch these hands.
Yeah. And then I'm going to go eat some of Eileen's fucking puss. So fuck all the bullshit. No, but I love that too. It's like, he just goes, you know what? I'm transferring high school. You going to do that, Kube? You can do the paperwork? Because I don't think you got that. Your parents are cool with that. Where are the parents, Steve? Does he have any? Did his mom die at childbirth because he came out that size? I mean, what happened?
Shit. Man, he put them in pizzas with no, don't even let me get started. Now shit has hit the fan officially, and I think they have their synchronized watch, which is a recurring thing throughout this episode. It's like, hey man, it's crunch time.
You got to synchronize watches. So that's what this crew has. Steve, we were in a crew like in college together. We never synchronized watches.
I didn't have a watch.
I didn't either. We definitely synchronized fucking bowl hits in that car, but different times, Steve. And these guys, it's operations Kubiac, Spoobiac, or whatever they call that shit. And you know, this is a great, Steve, because Parker Lewis, he's got all these cameras, right? And what does a guy with all these cameras do? He creates a fucking montage, video piece for Kubiac, just showing him how, like, he's literally holding society together, Steve.
In no time. These aren't even real
5 minutes,
things.
maybe?
Yeah, these aren't even real events. He's giving what if scenarios. He gave Kubiac this is a wonderful life moment. These are the things that would happen if you didn't go to Santo Domingo. Mikey and Parker would be bitter enemies. Jerry would get a perm and turn to a life of crime. Musso would be singing on a piano at bowling alleys. The stock market would collapse and all kind of crazy shit would happen. And all that's cute and everything, but reality sits in when Shelly is heard on the megaphone. Hey, Kube, turn in your crown.
Shut the fuck up, Shelly. Fucking bitch. Yeah. Shelly's she's the Fergwad of this whole show. See, again, they're paving the way here, but now Kubiac gets pulled out of this Oscar nominated fucking short about his life. Shout out to Musso looking like a straight up lounge lizard on that piano, by the way. Musso, very sexual. She's definitely getting taken down like in a decade for fucking a student. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Definitely. You get that vibe.
Yeah, she made my jeans jump back in the day. And the actress actually liked one of our posts on Instagram. Thank you.
Musso, Miss Musso, principal. Take us to detention.
She had that thing whenever she would like point at her office door, it would just like collapse.
Yeah. It was, dude, again, another show that I feel like has a vibe like this, Pete and Pete. It's like hyper realistic, hyper dramatic, like shit. That's why I like this show, but it is fucking cheesy as shit. That being said.
Now, Musso and Frank, they're the first ones at the prom, and she's reliving the past about Ronnie Ray Rasmus and how he promised her things that never came to fruition. Going back to Parker and Mikey and their dates, they come to Kubiac's house to talk him into staying and coming to prom. Kube says it's not that easy. He's got his pride. I'm a big motherfucker, and y'all clown me. Everybody, even the black kid with the blonde high top. And he's not big enough to get over that shit, though. Now, Jerry, he runs into the house like fucking Kramer, and he's followed by a shitload of students talking about, well, if you're not going to come to prom, well, prom will come to you. It's like, dude.
Dude, I can't do this. I'm going to get fucking arrested. My mom's going to fucking disown me.
Watching these things as an adult now, I just can't leave realism alone. And if I'm already pissed at somebody for embarrassing me, and then you just stormed into my house, oh, this is the ample time to get knee deep in your ass, motherfucker.
Yeah, you guys just played me to my face and behind my back for a day, and now you're coming in and trashing my fucking house unannounced. I was about to beat off. Like, I'm mid-stroke here. The fuck? But Jerry's like, here we are, guys. Fucking I undid all the damage. Get out. Fuck you, Jerry, you fuck.
And your Keenan Ivory Wayans dress shirt. But it's the early 90s. So, you know, we just have to forget reality a lot of times.
We party in Kube's house tonight. We gonna party and have a good time.
I mean this much to you guys. You know what? I am going to stay. He's convinced to stay at San Domingo. And then Eileen, she comes out of the kitchen looking like Lex Luger in the face with a wheelbarrow full of popcorn. She fucking does, dude.
Steve.
A fucking wheelbarrow.
Can't help it. She does look like, dude, you know who she looks like, Steve? This is a deep cut. Scary Movie. Remember the movie Scary Movie?
Yeah.
Remember there was a gym teacher in Scary Movie, Miss Man, her ball sack fell out of her fucking
Out of the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what she looks like. It's Miss Man. It's before she got her job.
She looks like her name should be Jaundice or some shit.
It's like you don't want to have like they're like, what's your girlfriend like? Beefy? I don't know.
Testically. And Ronnie Ray, played by Donny Osmond, in all of his teeth, very toothy fella. He shows up and they get to relive their prom moment.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like now, fucking Musso's in a fucking gym by herself with Donny Osmond. You know they're gonna fuck in there by themselves, and you know that weird fucking boy whore guy that she has. It's like her manservant. He's watching.
I just like to watch. I'm a watcher.
He's like that guy in Happy Gilmore that in the ice rink. He's just there, like on the sidelines, like for you, anything.
This is my purpose. And the end of this episode, we find out that there's a third Tori from Saved by the Bell, and she's Jerry's date, so he's not just going to be waxing it for the night.
Ew, though. Are they all going to bang in the same like hotel room? You think, Steve?
Why not? They're kids.
Triforce it? I don't know.
Yeah, let's squat.
Yeah. Who's who, guys?
But yeah, the triplets. I mean, I'm still going to call all three of them Tori from Saved by the Bell. But Leanna Krill was the one that actually played Tori. Monica Krill was their sister, and then the other sister doesn't even have their last name. She got married.
she it don't matter. She's the frumpy one now, Steve. They were like, "Fuck that shit."
Nobody likes Tori anyway. She was the. What was the uncola? There's cola and the uncola. She's the unkelly.
Yeah, she's like NutraSweet pot soda. You know, it's just like this is off. Something's off about this human being. She got hers though. I mean, that's the thing about like spelling, Steve, and that's who we're talking about, right? Are we talking about Tori, the fucking biker bitch?
Tori, no, that she's not spelling. That Tori was her name in Saved by the Bell.
Right,
you're talking about.
Steve,
Marijuana affects the memory.
Yeah, we're getting the universes crossed.
Say when, Ernie. Keep putting more big, soft chocolate chips into our Chips Deluxe cookies. Right, just say when. We'll add big, soft chips till you say when, Ernie. Ernie?
Keebler Chips Deluxe cookies have lots and lots of big, soft chocolate chips.
Ernie! Wow! When?
Keebler Chips Deluxe with lots of big, soft chocolate chips. And for a crispier cookie, now try Chips Deluxe Bakery Crisp.
Well, let's flash forward to 92 on April 28th, when Full House airs the episode Girls Will Be Boys. Michelle decides that it's better to be a boy after her best friend Teddy is hassled for hanging out with girls. Meanwhile, Jesse becomes Ranger Joe's sidekick, Lumberjack Jess, and DJ threatens to get back at Stephanie for her constant prying.
This is a Jesse heavy episode, Steve, and I love that. We get Uncle Jesse in full force in this episode, so loving that.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice it stars John Stamos. At this point,
John Stamos, Steve. Of course, it's what are we? 5 seasons in, 24 episodes into the 5th season. I mean, he should be the first name in my opinion.
Agreed, but I didn't know that was the case because I don't believe Full House started that way, man. I believe Saget, R.I.P., was the initial person that they introduced, and then it's Stamos, but he was a breakout star.
Yeah, so we're here. We're in the Tanner household, and Danny is seeing Michelle just facing some fucking spaghetti, Steve. Just giving it a Paschetti. She's everything. Paschetti's everywhere. Paschetti. I'm saying it right. And he's like, Michelle, let me teach you how to do this. And he teaches, this is very much how I remember this moment in my childhood where they're like, use the spoon.
Yeah.
You know, all of that. It's like, I ain't doing that shit. And then she does fucking yeah, exactly. So we have that cute little moment. And then we cut to Joey. And this is season 5, Steve. Joey's got a TV show. He's got what is it called? Ranger Joe.
Ranger Joe.
And noticing here on this episode that they're taping, he's taping an ep. He's got his little beaver puppet thing that he always has around. I forget that guy's name. Beaver Joe. I don't whatever. He looks like a
I
stand-up
think it's a
comedian.
woodchuck.
Yeah, it's a woodchuck. You're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Same. Is that the same thing? Is a woodchuck and a beaver the same thing?
No, there's a differentiation. Woody the woodchuck.
Okay, Woody the woodchuck. So they're taping a show, Steve, and there's a kids live audience. Noticing a little nepotism, Michelle's in the audience. Steve, fuck all these rando kids. Michelle gets a spot.
Fringe benefits, man. You know, you're the host niece. Why not?
Take a seat. And her buddy's there too. Teddy, smart guy.
Yeah, it's Teddy. Ready with the 1-2 check up young Taj Mowry, man. And another familiar face. Mr. Boys have penises and girls have vaginas. Aaron is his name in this show, and he's a little crass motherfucker.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
He's a little fucking misogynist, Steve. Fuck girls.
Yeah, he's completely like, he's all for the He-Man woman hating shit. Joey's called into the office and Joey's shitting a brick. The kids can smell that fear.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about that later. But Aaron invites Teddy over to his house to play. And Teddy says he's booked for the afternoon to hang out with his best bud, Michelle.
Oh,
and
yeah,
Aaron
Teddy.
is disgusted. Yeah, Aaron is disgusted. Like, what the fuck? How could you?
You're telling everybody, Teddy.
Yeah.
You like girls?
And Michelle is like, dude, well, why are you tripping? And Aaron says, because she's a girl. And he doesn't play with girls. Hey, kid, that might change in a few years.
Yeah, give it some time, bud. Yeah, this kid also was the baby in Pet Sematary that was brought back to life that became a murderous baby demon. So, you know, he's got that energy. The scowl he has when you mention playing with girls is the same scowl he had when he was about to kill his mom in Pet Sematary.
Oh, man.
Girls.
He's got the look, though, man.
Yeah, he definitely, he's not into it. He just wants to hang out with Teddy and play fucking superheroes and fucking soldiers and shit. There ain't no room for some little chick out here trying to play house. Fuck a house.
Hey, but Teddy, being the peacemaker, he's like, man, you know what? I'll just invite you to Michelle's house too. Their parents won't care.
Teddy.
Their uncles won't care. Yeah.
Her house is big as fuck. She's rich. Aaron, take you. So they go out and hang out, and then also Joey comes in, and what does he say, Steve?
Well, Joey, he tells them that his manager or his boss actually wanted him to get a sidekick. And he's like, nah, I don't know, man. I got a
sidekick with my hand up his ass.
Yeah, exactly. That, you know, Woody the woodchuck. And since I gotta have a actual live sidekick, there's no better person than you, Jesse. You got the chops, you got the look. The camera needs to have you in front of it.
And Jesse, you know, and that Jesse's like, I'm the leading man. Dude, you seen these rippers, dude? They ain't nothing without Jesse. They ain't no rippers without the motherfucker Jesse. They front man Jesse. I can't be sidekicking it. And I'm third command in this show. You asking me to be fucking behind a woodchuck puppet? I mean, come on.
I'm doing some kitty shit. It's gonna fuck up my pussy count.
Yeah, dude. I'm trying out. I got two twins, but you know, come on, man. Like when I'm on the road, like they can't be singing the woodchuck song. You gotta be singing that rip trip shit.
But I do need some funds. When can I start?
Let me get that gig. So he's Lumberjack Jesse. That's going to be his character. And while this is sort of happening, DJ comes in, and DJ's gotten a call. And this privileged ass bitch actually has her own line. And I think Danny's like, why are you getting a call on the home phone? And I guess Gibbler knew that she wasn't going to get to her phone in time. So they called the house phone. Yeah. So DJ gets on the horn, and then we like see that Stephanie's listening in, which Steve, I used to be a creep too when I was a little kid. My sister, we had a big age difference. And when she would get on the horn, sometimes I'd pick up that phone and be like, wonder what she's saying. what's going on? Get that dish. You know what I'm talking about,
I don't
Steve?
know any of these people, but like, I just feel good being nosy.
Yeah, I just wanted to, you know, be a fucking troublemaker. So I get it. But DJ hears this bitch fucking pops a bubble of gum on the phone while she's trying to fucking eavesdrop, Steve. I mean, you can't help a chick like this.
And just thinks nothing of it.
But
So
DJ knows now.
yeah.
So she's sort of, you see her right there behind you, Steve. She's like, and this house has a weird hallways and shit. I'm not sure how this house is set up, but she gets into this behind this wall somehow.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, this bitch is listening to me. So now she sets this little mind game trap where she's like, knows that Stephanie's listening. And she's like, yeah, we gonna get this chick. Just wait.
Yeah. I got the drop on her. I know where she lived.
Yeah. She gonna be asleep.
So meanwhile, upstairs in Michelle's room, they're playing superheroes. And Teddy is Batman because of his pointy ears. And due to a lack of popular selections for a 5-year-old at the time, Aaron is just Superman. Michelle says she's going to be Little Mermaid. And Aaron says that is not a superhero. It's a fish. Hey, Aaron, you know, it's a really cool story if you hear it out, man. She was a fish, and then somehow she can live on land. That's crazy. That's
Batman ain't even got no superpowers. She can turn from a fish to a woman. Aaron,
probably got some good pussy too.
Give me a hell yeah. Yeah, Aaron, she got some good puss. Like, she's out here. That's all. We all know this. So just chill out. But no, see, this is the thing, Steve. Aaron ain't having it. He's bossy. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, you can't be fucking a fucking bitch like that. You the mom, okay? You want to be a girl? You're the mom.
You be Superman's mom that I don't give a fuck about. Because she wanted to be Wonder Woman. It's like, no, you can't be Wonder Woman. You don't have black hair. You know,
damn.
Aaron grew up to be that fucking critical ass Star Wars fan.
Yeah,
where all of them sucked. The Hunger Games. Oh, it can't be a black girl.
That isn't even.
I read all the books.
That isn't even in the storyline. She's Filipino. Yeah. There's no way she would be doing this. It's like, what are you talking about? It's Batgirl.
That's him, and Jesse, like, he gets the job. He starts the next day. That's what happens when you got connections.
I mean, Hollywood is fucking. Joey's got some pull. So yeah, lumberjack Jesse, he's getting that check, Steve. But still, you know, he's got that hair. He's got he's physical perfection, and he's just like, I don't know, but I got to get paid for these twins and for that girl I got living up in that attic. We got to keep this rolling.
Yeah, Becky, I mean, she's got these legal issues. Meanwhile, Aaron and Teddy, they're running around being Batman and Superman, while Michelle is Superman's mom preparing them breakfast. Teddy loves the pancakes Superman's mom made, but Aaron gives no flipping fuck about a pancake because he's ready to play wrestling. And now Teddy is Ultimate Warrior, and Aaron is Macho Man, while Michelle once again is left out. Michelle is ready to play house because shit. They're at her house in her room. And Teddy says he loves playing house. Aaron's like, man, fuck some house. Let's play some guns, motherfucker. Like, Aaron is like thug life.
You can be, and I love how everything they want to play is like, yeah. You can be the mom. Okay. Yeah. Me and Teddy gonna go over here and do some shit. You go wash the dishes over there on your bed. That's the kitchen. Stay over in the kitchen.
But Michelle finally puts her foot down. She's like, nah, fuck that shit. We playing house. It was like, all right, okay, this is your house. All right, we'll play house, but we'll burn it down with our guns.
Bitch. Yeah. And they're like, they just leave. And Aaron's like, he's conflicted, Steve. This is his best friend. Yeah. But, you know, Aaron's got that pull. And he's like, I'm going to tell the school you're a girl lover if you don't come play with me. So Teddy can't, I mean, fuck that. He can't have that at 5 years old. So he's like, bye, Michelle. And then Michelle just puppies. She's like, my best friend. And yeah.
Another Boyette music.
Steve.
Yeah.
And Jesse and Joey, they're practicing for that show. They got to figure it out. You know, it's, you know, Letterman and fucking Paul didn't just get it together right away. You got to get that chemistry. So they're trying to figure it out. But Michelle walks in and she's having it, Steve. She's having a time.
She needs a pick me up.
Yep. But she also needs an explanation, Steve. She's like, Uncle Jesse, Uncle Joey, why are boys like, what is different from boys and girls? And they're like, oh God, where's Danny at?
Where's Aaron at? Aaron could have answered that for you with one simple statement.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
I mean, it's right there, guys. Pop in a Kindergarten Cop VHS and you got this shit covered. But Jesse's like, fuck. All right. What do I? Okay, I've been fucking a lot of barmaids. Let me think about this for a second. The guys just act manly, okay?
Yeah, they grow hair on their faces, and the lines are shorter in the restroom. And it's like, well, technically, women have beards too.
Dude, you want to talk about beards, Steve? We walked through a mall here in Virginia. There was a woman with a full-on, like, straight-up Amish-style beard, bro. Longer than yours, bro.
Shit.
You want to come out here? You might meet your next wife, dude. Fucking, you guys can go to the fucking barber together and get lined up.
Man, I only want hair in the coochie. Now, Now, DJ, she offers Stephanie a double fudge chocolate brownie. And she's like, no, you might have put some shit in it.
Like, damn, what do you think this bitch is going to do to you?
It's your sister.
She's like, okay, I'll take the poison brownie. And she just throws that shit out the door, Steve. You ain't killing me. You ain't getting my ass.
Yeah, she basically played mind games, Mankind style with her. And Stephanie finally like, you know what? You got me. And DJ tells her like, I wasn't going to do shit to you. I just like fucking with you.
And then she walks away and she's like, it's cool. Like, I'm not going to listen to the phone anymore, but I will read your fucking diary, bitch.
Hell yeah. Now, Michelle, she invites Aaron and Teddy over because she has a surprise for them. Now, she comes down the stairs dressed like the Toys R Us Terminator. And now,
dude, she's got swag. She's got a jacket. She's got that leather jacket. She's got a backwards hat. And she's trying to do like the Italiano, like crotch grab too.
She's fixing her imaginary junk like she's batting at the plate.
Hey boys, she's got it all. She even got deep in the voice, Steve. She's transitioning right in front of us. Look at this kid. This motherfucker is I'm telling you, get a still from Pet Sematary, that you'll see that exact face in that movie. He might have just came fresh off of making that shit. That kid's a psycho, bro.
Yeah, dude. This is a child that would grow up to live in his aunt's basement.
Nah, dude. He's up in Magic Mountain, Steve. Living with the Lollipop Guild.
With buckled shoes.
But they're out, she's fucking manning up. See, she's big dicking these fucking boys. She's like, hey, I'm going to fucking play a fucking cop. Okay. I'm going to slap you in the fucking mouth. But, one other
pussies
thing.
Want to play guns.
Yeah, I remember the first time I had a beer, you little fucking bitches.
Want to have a circle jerk?
But so go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's funny that she says last one up the stairs is a girl, and then Michelle would end up being the last person up the stairs. But we find a fun fact about Danny Tanner. He says, one Halloween, I wanted to be Julie Andrews. He told that to Aunt Becky. Aunt Becky is the last person you should trust with that kind of information.
She's gonna snitch to everybody. I mean, Jesse, she's gonna be telling that to Jesse in the sack that night, just playing on him.
Shit, while she's getting smacked by his sack. And they're playing guns, and Teddy gets shot while being black. And Michelle takes a time out to be a girl again so she can nurse her friend back to health.
I mean, what a great kid.
Yeah, they're buddies, man. And Aaron's like, what the fuck are you doing? She's like, well, I'm nursing him. Like, no, you can't be a boy and a nurse. Michelle's like, the fuck you can't. Have you seen ER? And like, you ain't keeping it real. You ain't no real boy. So he's kind of like, man, come on, Aaron, come on, Teddy, let's bounce, man. She girling up again.
Yeah, it's that time of the month, Teddy. Let's get the fuck out of here. And Michelle clearly she just keeps losing her best friend. This fucking evil little kid is taking him away from her. And she has a little talk with Danny, and Danny's just like, look, Michelle, I get it, but this is just a phase. Like you had a phase when you didn't like chocolate cake. And she's like, what the fuck? No,
not me.
He's like, it only lasted a second, but it was just a phase, and he's gonna get out of this phase too. Just give him some time. And then he just like has a nice Danny Tanner moment. This is a very like sappy. There's a couple of moments in this with Michelle where it's like they nailed it, and this is another one. Danny's just like, it's gonna be okay, kid.
And if he's a real friend, he'll come back.
Yep.
And so we're on the set of Ranger Joe, and Aaron has Teddy sit with the boys, just pushing them around. Get some spine.
Yeah, Teddy, damn, smart guy. Use some of them smarts. Push this fucking cancerous kid out of here.
And Michelle walks smooth right by Teddy, and he's like, hey, Michelle. She refers to him by his full government. Hello, Theodore. That's when bitch is mad at you.
Yeah, you in the doghouse, Teddy. And she even makes a new friend, Steve. It's a girl and a new chick. Maybe this is the first time we see her. I know that this Denise girl was her friend moving forward. But is this the first appearance? I don't know. It seems like it.
I believe so. Played by a young Journey Smollett. And she has a little interest question for her. Like, if you want to be a part of my crew, first, do you like boys? And Denise says, boys are gross. And so let's stick out our tongue at them. And Teddy and Aaron, they stick their tongues out back and like, nah, Joey, like, everybody put your tongues back in your mouth because we about to get down. Y'all want to hear some music? Yeah. Here comes Lumberjack Jess. And Jesse comes out with the Kyle Broflovski fucking hat, and the kids clown him heavy. Is it the hat? Oh yeah, it's definitely the hat. Showing them locks, Jess. He throws that fucking hat off, picks up the axe, and they throw down on some kids about 93. God damn it.
Yeah, he's like, fuck all this bullshit you got me out here doing with this lumberjack. You want some real shit? Here, the Rippers. Lumberjack Jesse and the Rippers out here, and they play a song, and then they even play the fucking theme song too. They rip that shit up.
Remix. But
I gotta say, Jesse, that you're taping a show here, and in the midst of taping, he's like, man, I ain't into this. And Joey's just like, yeah, you signed a contract. It's like, what kind of episode of TV is this? Is that going to make the cut? Because Jesse needs to, like, you got to act, bud. You can't just be out here doing a contract negotiation on the fucking air. I mean,
yeah, you got bills to pay and twin babies.
And a woman who's going to have some court fees later on down, you got that to think of too. So, but I mean, he rips it, Steve. It's Jesse. It's fucking Jesse.
And afterwards, Teddy says, hey, Michelle, where you going? Michelle says, oh, to go play with my new best friend. What's her tits? Denise. Oh, yeah. And so Teddy can't come because he's going through a stage, she says. But Teddy's like, I still want to be a friend. Aaron's too bossy. He's a bitch.
Bitch.
Yeah. And so Michelle's like, I guess the stage is over. So Teddy walks off with a little bit of ebony and ivory. And as they're leaving, Aaron's like, can I come too? Boys have penises and girls have vaginas.
Michelle's like, yeah, we playing some hide and seek, and we might come and seek yo bitch ass.
Might.
Yeah. And I also, Steve, the episode kept playing, so I just want to point out one thing. Lumberjack Jesse, the character in this show for Joey, whatever it's called, this episode that we just watched, because the next episode he's instantly fired.
Grand opening,
budget cuts. So there's that, but it's just a stage, Steve. Teddy comes back, it's all good now, but now they gotta hang out with evil Aaron. You know what I'm saying? It's very much an ugly Jason situation where you're like, I can't, like, should we just tell him we don't want to hang out? Like, maybe he'll get the hint. I don't know.
Pussy repellent, we call them.
Yeah. Good
Now,
episode, though.
probably,
And Jesse. I mean, any episode of this show when they had Jesse, they probably figured this out well, like a couple seasons in. We're like, this motherfucker, when he's on, the ratings just fucking skyrocket, and the amount of pussy juice that everybody has to clean up skyrockets too. So let's just keep this up.
Just like Jif, single moms choose Jesse. Now, someone who probably didn't watch this episode of Full House in 1992 was cowboy star DeMarcus Lawrence. He was born this day, April 28th. Yes, he was.
Beast.
Now, that following year, 1993, the New York Islanders beat the Washington Caps 4-1 in playoffs. Caps' Dale Hunter attacks Pierre Turgeon after scoring in hockey's worst cheap shot. I don't know if you've seen this yet.
Is it one where they smack it? He uses the stick to smack him in the side of the head.
Oh no, that was later.
Okay.
This shit was still pretty fucking gnarly, man. You might want to peep it.
I'll definitely bring it up.
Because I don't care about hockey, but this kind of shit, I was like, damn.
Oh yeah, the fights and that, like, that side of the fact that there's a guy on the team whose job it is to literally whoop that ass, you know, the bruiser guy. Like, that's what I appreciate about hockey. But otherwise, you know, I'm good. I'll watch Sports Center.
Now, someone who probably didn't see that was American basketball player, coach, and sportscaster Jim Valvano. He would pass away on this day in 93. And we talk about him around this time last year because he delivered that memorable speech at the ESPYs. And I want to say it was about a week or a couple weeks later, he would pass away.
It's crazy. Jimmy V, legend.
Most definitely, man. R.I.P. In 1994, The Simpsons broadcast its 1,000th episode on Fox. Or not, did I say 1,000 or 100?
You said 1,000.
100. Jesus. Have they reached 1,000 yet?
I'm sure they have. Probably. If not, they will. Maybe that's what the end point is 1,000 episodes.
Man, I think that show will outlive us, man.
I mean, at this point, I just hope it does. Like, I'm not even watching it, but just keep it going. The fact it's going still is insane.
Now, last week, you questioned what is the big deal with Chuck Norris? Why? How did this happen? Like the fanfare,
questioning it, Steve.
The cult following. Well, I think we found out, and the answer is in 1995, Top Dog was premiered in theaters, and I think this is what endeared him to the masses. Yes, man.
Yo, that's
these are still shots.
Sure.
This is totally. Just look at these still shots. Yeah, man. Top Dog.
Top Dog, great. Yeah, I bet it. You know, I'm sure it was great, Steve. I'm sure the dog was awesome in it. Chuck, you know, probably acted a little bored. Maybe threw a couple of sidekicks. You know, probably. You know, I could see it coming, but I still don't get it, Steve. I'll never get it.
I'm breaking it down for you.
No, it ain't Top Dog.
It wasn't Top Dog?
No, motherfucker, it wasn't. Him with this fucking Bichon Frise, whatever dog that is. Like, this just seems like something like that he produced himself. He's like, you know what? I just got this awesome dog. Let's make a movie.
I totally thought it was Top Dog.
I would love to know what people, like, the general consensus is on. Like, now it'd be insane because he's so far gone, but like back in the 90s, like what do you remember him for? Was it that movie Cobra or whatever that he was in? Like, there was a movie where he played like a special ops guy. Was that it?
Delta?
Maybe
Delta
that's
Force?
what it was. Maybe that it's something of that nature, but it's like this motherfucker was like a B. He could have been like one of the crew in Predator, but he ain't Arnold. He ain't fucking Stallone. He ain't Jackie Chan. He ain't none of those people. He ain't Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee whooped his ass in a fucking movie. So if that's your go-to, like, claim to fame is that you got tooled up by Bruce Lee, I mean, shout out, but you look like a fucking, you look like a goddamn youth minister at a fucking Presbyterian church. And I don't care for it, Steve.
He has the demeanor of a middle-aged man that calls everyone sport. and slugger. Like, motherfucker, I never played baseball.
Like, I gotta go chop some wood. It's like, no, you don't. Get a fucking Central Air fucking unit. Fucking Amish looking fucking. He's just an Amish karate expert, dude.
Amish, ginger Amish, man. I'm sure that's a thing. But on that same day in '95, Collision in Korea was a collaborate venture between New Japan Wrestling and WCW, where they basically had some of their stars from WCW go over to Japan and put on this show. And there's actually a Dark Side of Wrestling episode on that.
What went wrong that it's on the dark side of wrestling? Was it bloody? Was it insane? Like, what's going on here?
Well, there was some in-house fighting amongst the American wrestlers. Was it Flash Funk or Two Coat Scorpio? He got in a fight with Hawk from Legion of Doom. He called him an effing N-word. And that was horrible to hear, being a Legion of Doom fanatic, man. It's unfortunate. But there was that. There was concern whether or not they'd make it back home because they were in Korea. This is 1995. And they were fucking like taking their passports. They were like, no, you have to give me your passport before you proceed, kind of deal. So there was a lot of fucking around with the performers. It's like all of those episodes are good, man. Really in-depth take. And it's on the most previous season of Dark Side of the Ring is what it's called.
Yeah, that shit's good. I've watched a couple. There was one about the plane ride from hell is the one I can remember more than any, but and one about Brian Pillman too that I watched. Damn.
Now
that's wild though. Like these motherfuckers were just acting insane like on these trips, dude. It's just I would be more worried these wrestlers about getting arrested for having substances in Korea. Some shit like that where it's like it's the death penalty if you have marijuana and they just got like a pound with them and shit, you know?
Like that's gotta be intimidating, man. Like this is their audience. This motherfucker's suited and booted.
Yeah.
Like this ain't a normal wrestling event.
Shit looks like some shit from Rocky 4, dude. Like you're about to fucking do it for like the Czar and shit like that. Look at Ric Flair though. Dude, Ric Flair is just a fucking yep. You know, fucking New Japan loved that shit. I mean, even Rick was just out there. He was getting massages, just getting it all, you know?
Now, that following year, 1996, In Your House, Good Friends, Better Enemies airs on pay-per-view through WWF. This is symbolic because it's the end of an era of sorts. This is the last Razor Ramon and Diesel pay-per-view before they would go over to WCW and make history.
Good Diesel. It's like a mugshot.
Goldust has an intercontinental match with Ultimate Warrior, and that one lasted way longer than it should have. I think it ended in a disqualification of some sorts. But this is Warrior that's just not serious like he used to be. He's like, oh, I need money. I
remember in this, at least for me personally, whenever WWF got to this shit where it was like In Your House, this is where I started checking out of WWF. It was getting played out, which is why WCW started thriving once Nash and everybody went over there. But yeah, like once it was there, look at Ultimate Warrior. Jesus. That looks like a full Coke blackout.
Straight up, man. What am I doing here? Now, that same day in 96, Dexter's Laboratory debuts on Cartoon Network. I remember like this being on, but I didn't never fuck with it.
Me neither. It was just there. And I remember like randomly seeing episodes, and sometimes I would actually just like, you know, check in for an episode once in a while. But yeah, I was too old. I just like checked out of this shit a little. I was trying to like watch better shit.
Now, in 1998, Big Pun releases Capital Punishment. And oh my God. Matt.
I didn't get like hot to this until he was dead. I didn't listen to Big Pun when he came out.
Well, he was only alive for, I want to say 2 albums. But this is the one for him, because it has everything, just like a Stefan part. It's got some of the best MCs from this era. It's got features from Noriega, Black Thought from Roots, Inspector Deck from Wu-Tang Clan, Prodigy from Mobb Deep. Wyclef is on this album, and this is probably the best Wyclef verse I have ever heard this man spit. He should have saved this fucking verse for his own fucking project, because I had to look at the Spotify twice. Wait, this ain't Wyclef John?
I mean, you know, Joe was Fat Joe on it. I'm assuming Fat Joe was all over it, because that's how I found out about Big Pun at all, was Fat Joe.
For sure, man. Terror Squad represent. And speaking of Fat Joe, him and Big Pun have this song called Deep Cover 98. And it's a remake of sorts of the original Deep Cover with Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. Their Deep Cover blows the Snoop and Dre Deep Cover out of the water.
Really?
I will stand on that. I will fucking stand on it. And I appreciate it for what it is. It set the foundation for what they did. But
damn, I gotta hear that.
Big Pun is doing Rap Olympics. And there's a part where he's like, in the middle of Little Italy, you could he does
did that good, because that was like like that shit. It was drum like, you know. I remember that.
Yeah, very staccato, man. And for being a big person, how do you keep your breath?
I always wondered that too, like, especially like guys like him and Fat Joe, where it's like, you can do that, but you can't run a mile. You big as fuck like that. It's crazy. But I mean, Big Pun was annihilating. And I mean, that I don't want to, whatever that song's called, I don't want to be a player. That shit got like it. He's you know, he's never gonna be forgotten just because of that one song. I can't think of the word right now because I'm a fucking idiot. Immortal. He's immortalized, Steve.
Oh, for sure, man.
I'm like Kubiac. Yeah. Just takes a second, you know.
Just gotta walk out the door right quick. But on that same day, Eve 6 releases their debut album. I don't know why I added this, but I remember seeing this album, and it's Eve 6. I don't know. They might have a song that I remember.
I think their song was our graduation song, Steve.
Are you fucking serious?
Remember, they had that real sappy fucking song when we were like seniors in high school. Whatever that one song that they did.
Dude, I clocked out by February.
I mean, I don't even know why I clocked that, but I'm pretty sure that's the case.
But on that same day in 98, Dave Matthews Band releases Before These Crowded Streets. Who gives a fuck? In 1999, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers receive a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. R.I.P. to that legend.
Dude, Tom Petty, legend. He could have played some Batman villain too, I feel like, if he would have made it.
Scarecrow.
The Mad Hatter. Remember the Mad Hatter from Batman cartoon? It was basically the Alice in Wonderland villain.
Okay. I'm not as knee deep as you are. Now, any callbacks, honorable mentions, or takeaways?
I just want to honorable mention that in 1990, on this date, April 28th, the motion picture Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was at #1 in the box office, Steve. I looked it up. I confirmed it. And I give that movie flowers whenever I can, because I think that is, for me, for our childhood, if you take one product from our childhood and look at a perfect version of it, that first movie, dude, there's no holes. It's fucking fire. It's good.
And this is the first one you're talking about.
#1, the one with just Shredder, just fucking Danny, the little kid, Casey Jones out in the country, all that shit. The weird looking April O'Neil that was like a redhead. Still good though, still hot, still looking okay. She was supposed to be a redhead, actually.
Yeah, she is. She was in the cartoon.
There you go. So I mean, it had a style. It looked like it wasn't like a fucking cartoony, like wacky movie. They actually made it sort of like, you know, fucking Raphael curses within the first 10 minutes. Like I just remember so much about that shit. And it's, I love it. So, and there's a reason it was #1. And that was on April 28th, 1990. It was probably #1 for weeks because that shit was fucking flame in fuego, Steve.
Still to this day.
What about you?
I got a couple, man. In 1990, In Living Colors airing season 1, episode 3, and I just want to call out the Richard Pryor skit at the end of this episode. It's fucking hilarious. Damon Wayans plays Richard Pryor. He's got the mustache, and he doesn't really say much. He's just like screaming, ah! He's scared of everything in the kitchen. He's pouring a bowl of cereal. He's scared of the cereal. He's scared of the fucking door being knocked on. It just, I don't know. The furry ass mustache had me. In 1987, we're blessed with a double header of the Bundys. They air Damn Bundys, which features Robert Englund as a devil disguised as a TV repairman, and he ends up making a deal with Al, saying like basically allowing Al to be a star for the Chicago Bears. Like, if you do this, I can't remember what it was, you can be a star for the Chicago Bears. And so he's rookie of the year. They even make it to the Super Bowl, but he gets injured. There's always a catch. And, you know, Robert Englund, he's like, well, you know, you're injured. You can't play in the Super Bowl. He's like, no, fuck that shit. I'm the rookie of the year. I'm going to play. It's like, all right, motherfucker, you're going to find out. And James Brown for NFL on Fox, he makes an appearance. And the second episode is Lesbian Friends, where Marcy has her identical cousin on some Patty Duke shit come to town, and her cousin is a lesbian. It's really like art imitating life, because Marcy, being the married one, you know, she's basically jealous of her lesbian, but she didn't know at the time. She always got the attention. She has the bigger titties.
Nice.
But yeah, that was kind of weird.
That was kind of weird. It's right on the nose, though. I like that title, Lesbian Friends. It's nice.
Lesbian Friends, man. The Bundys on their way out. But, dude, this has been really grinding my gears for weeks now. Vince McMahon, dude, you are making it really fucking hard for us to appreciate your fucking product. We know who owns this shit. We know not only who owns fucking WWE, we at this point in 2022, we fucking all know who owns wrestling. You don't have to even watch wrestling to know who owns the shit. Okay, so let us share the shit. It's taking no money out of your fucking pocket. Let us share it on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. You fucking stingy miser, bitch. I fucking... Dude, I love you and I appreciate you for what you do, but you're just going too far. This is way too fucking petty. Every other fucking episode, we get pinged. Every other fucking thing I share on Instagram, on our fucking page, pinged. Oh, you can't share that. I'm at the point now where it's like, dude, fuck these other countries. Can they show it in America?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I always look for. I'm like, well, as long as we could see it, I'm good.
Dude, I'm a lifetime fan of yours, man. But dude, stop being so fucking childish. You have this only child syndrome about yourself. Mine. No, like, dude, you don't. We know you own this shit. Okay, what the fuck? You suck! I don't like it,
man.
It's a fucking clip.
It's hard enough to even watch the shit, let alone just be able to we just want to share how good this shit is. We ain't bagging on it. And if we are, it's just making that better. So, yeah, you know,
we're trying to remind people when it used to be good. Your shit sucks now currently. Perfect. Like,
I'm not even watching, so I can't even comment on that, but I will comment on, yeah, it's annoying that I have to, like, there's no way to get around it anymore. And sometimes they'll just be sneaky about it and they'll wait a couple weeks and then they'll be like, oh, now you're dinged. What are you going to do? It's like, I don't even got the fucking files anymore, you fuck.
Dude, we just had a whole episode basically. Yep, can't show this whole fucking episode. Well, what if I do? No, fuck the clip shit. No, thanks, Vince. Thanks. Appreciate you, bro. All the Saturday nights I stayed up trying to watch Saturday Night Main Event. All the fucking like Monday Night Raws I watched past my bedtime just to see who would win that fucking belt. I was devoted. I was dedicated. I had all the action figures and all that shit went to your wallet.
You can't show it, Steve. Fuck you.
You son of a bitch. Now, please like, share, subscribe. If you listen to us on Spotify, give us 5 of those stars. If you listen to us on Apple Podcasts, give us 5 of whatever the fuck they got going on in iOS. Listen to Over the Culture with me, Crushgasm with Kendra, B3F Podcast with Joey and Steven, and Don't Worry, Be Movies with Amanda and Wade. This is Steve G and Mad G with Happened in the 90s.
Yeah. much.